And cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Now we are drinking a Jetsetter version of the Guava Rum Punch Margarita from St. Maarten.
St Maarten.
Oh, God, you're so cultured.
Well, a lot of that has to do with this fabulous Guava Rum Punch Margarita from St Maarten that actually looks more like a martini, and we have jet-setterized it up for you.
Absolutely. Now, check out how to make it in our Jetsetter Guava Margarita cocktail segment. Now, we are not on this island delight, but one of our jet setters, Susan Barnes, is.
And we talked remotely. So Susan has been on Undercover Jetsetter before in a few episodes with us.
You know, that's true. She is the events manager at the Silver Coast Winery in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina.
And she took a week off to help her mom, who is a travel agent, with a tour of St Maarten, and she wanted to give us an update from there.
Now, listen in as she gives us some advice on traveling in these very difficult times. She said traveling there was fairly easy.
It has been. There are some challenges. Traveling with COVID, it is a little more difficult. One of the first things I tell anybody, if you're looking to travel anywhere international, you really need to stay up on every single guideline that they have, and you need to check the day before you go. The things are changing daily.
So tell us about the drinks there, because of course, Undercover Jetsetter, we always want to know what the drinks are and popular cocktails and what you've discovered.
Well, there are a lot of rum punches. It seems like a lot of the bars will do that. I went to a local bar recently. They made a rum punch margarita, but it was a guava rum punch margarita with their local guava rum. To me, it was more like a margarita, but it had really nice flavor. They do a lot of mojitos, and there's a lot of wine served as well.
Explain that Guavaberry spirit. What was the taste like? Because it sounds fascinating.
Well, it has tequila. It has the guavaberry rum. They actually use lime juice, fresh squeezed lime juice. So it had a nice tart flavor. They salt the rim like they do with the margarita, add a mint sprig as well. And they use some cane sugar. They told me it was a cane sugar simple syrup.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Now, you mentioned
wine, and I know you know wine. So what kind of wines, where are the wines from that they primarily serve there?
They're actually from all over, at least where I'm staying. I'm staying at Sinestamajo and Ocean Point, and I'm staying in the Ocean Point side. They have a wine list that ranges from France, Chile, so they're from a little anywhere.
So are you on the Dutch side or the French side?
I am on the Dutch side, but I'm about 5 minutes from the French side.
Okay. Would you choose one or the other or both? What if someone was going to take a look at St Maarten or St Maarten? What would you suggest, one or the other or both?
I would say both. There's so much to do. I'm very familiar with Philipsburg. This is the 4th time I've been here, so I enjoy everything here. I recognize everything here on the Dutch side. French side, I have been a couple times, but it's more when you do an island tour. That's something they always include both sides when you do that.
Talk to us about the food there. It's got to be amazing. Do you have any favorites or anything that really stood out?
Most of my eating this trip has been at the resort. Everything they've done here, it's just first class here. I have eaten on the island some, and I also found a red snapper dish that I really enjoyed. It was actually made with a white wine garlic sauce, and they did rice, which is very normal. They put rice with a lot of different dishes. They do a lot of conch. That's not something I particularly care for. And I also have run into a lot of goat curry, and that is not my palate, but that's a lot of that around.
Wow. I think I would definitely love that. Do you find, because I've noticed you shot some great video of some of the food there, so it definitely has a Caribbean feel, but does it also have kind of a Caribbean, French, or European kind of combo?
Dutch side to me seems more the Caribbean. French side, I really haven't done a whole lot of eating over there.
Now, your background there looks absolutely stunning. Have you seen any planes lately?
See quite a few throughout the day. The resort that we're at is actually about a football field away from the actual runway. One of the big to-dos is to come and stay on the beach while the planes land, because they're not that far above you, probably about 150, 200 feet above you as they come in and they land. And then there is a bar, a local bar, everyone goes to watch the planes, and it's called the Sunset Grill. And I can watch that and hear them yelling and hollering there. But you also have the people when the planes take off. Most of the planes take off towards the mountains. So they back up to the fence, and when they take off, of course, it's blows their engines and it knocks people over in the beach and blows sand everywhere. Some people hang on the fence, actually. We saw a couple of those here recently. They used to do it a lot more, but they've tried to make it hard for people to hang on the fence because they can get hurt. Yeah. But that happens quite a bit throughout the day. So you watch that, and some of the very large planes, when they do it, there's sand everywhere. They literally blow people right down the beach into the water.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
No, no, that's not in my plan. No. I did have somebody a couple years ago. It's been about 5 since we came the last time, and they actually went and stood on the beach side, and they said the sand they felt like they were being sandblasted. They said it was pretty uncomfortable. So I don't understand why people do it.
Oh, wow. Now at the bar, though, the sand doesn't come in there. Like, that's pretty much sounds like a place I would be 24/7.
Exactly. And it's great because it's right. I mean, they have an open area, and that's another nice thing about a lot of the places here during this time, traveling during COVID. There's so much that's outside. But I will say I'm very impressed with even their protocol. We rode public transportation today. You can take that into Phillipsburg. It's $2. A cab is $20. So we thought, let's try it. Let's see what's going on. You get in, you have to be masked. You have to have your mask. You use the sanitizer. You hop in the van, and they take you. We stopped along the way, and there was a guy standing outside, and the cab driver told him to put his mask on, and he looked at him and shook his head, and the guy drove off, left him standing there. So they're real good about everything here. Even the resort, if we're out of the room, if you're not eating or drinking at your tables, you're wearing your mask unless you're at the pool. But that's pretty much, it's very impressive.
So are they pretty strict? I mean, obviously the van driver or bus driver followed that protocol. Do you see it even in the hotels and the restaurants?
There you guys go.
Oh, there it is.
That's a little one, though. Actually, most of them are. And I will be honest with you, most of the people that you see not wearing masks are the tourists that come in, not the people that live here. Most of them, every side of the road. I mean, we go for a walk. We do 2 to 3 miles every morning, and we're in a mask walking down the road outside on the golf course, down, by Mullet Bay, which is another place that has been highly recommended to go. So I'm going to go check out Mullet Bay and Rosie's, which is a local bar that's on the beach. There's one that's kind of tourist, and then one that's supposed to be a local hangout. So we're going to try that Wednesday.
Oh, that sounds perfect. So is there any special attire or other items that you would give as tips for people to pack that they should bring with them?
Well, the temperature here stays pretty steady. It's the humidity that goes up and down. So bring cool clothes. Depends on where you want to go, though. If you plan on going to Orient Beach, you don't even need those. But that's very true. But it's just, pack light. I mean, we've not needed a long sleeve or a jacket the entire time we're here.
Is there any historical sites or other kinds of touristy things that people wouldn't want to miss out on?
As far as Phillipsburg, they have a lot of the boardwalk area there's some historic stuff throughout there. A lot of that you would find when you go on the island tours. Take a van tour, they're going to take you to some of those historical sites and things like that. As far as right downtown, it's pretty much shopping, and then enjoying the bars on the beach. There's beach chairs everywhere for people to be able to stay and have beach time. And then, of course, I like to go shopping at the jewelry store. So I've been in and out of there twice, and I'm taking the group I'm with tomorrow again. So
Oh, wow. So I'm guessing there's good deals on jewelry.
there is. We actually have a jeweler we've been working with for about 10 years, and they're amazing. So they're the number one jeweler on the island. So I'd always give them a plug and tell people, if you're looking for something, they will do you right. It's DK Gems, and it's right on Front Street, right downtown in the middle of everything.
Oh, perfect. Good to have somebody trustworthy too.
Yeah, I actually this time brought a piece that belongs to my grandmother and my great-grandmother, and they're doing something to fix it for me. I wouldn't do it in the States, but I did bring it here. So they are that trustworthy.
Oh, beautiful. That's great to know. Very good tip. Well, I was going to ask you too about the cruise ships. Like, would you recommend taking a cruise there versus going there and staying, or what would you think is better?
I've done both. I've been on probably 3 or 4 cruises that have been here. And I will tell you, I do like to cruise, but I will never come back here on a cruise because I want to stay at the island and I want to be here. Don't pull in at 9 a.m. and tell me I have to be back on board at 6 and leave. This is a place when you come spend the money to stay at an all-inclusive like this. It'll be a trip you won't ever forget. It's actually Sonesta Ocean Point. The Ocean Point portion is the all-adult portion. Maho is combined to that, Sonesta Maho. So it's one large property, but it's divided. If you're in Ocean Point, you can use the entire facility. If you are at Maho, you have to stay on that side of it. Ocean Point has a restaurant called Azul. It sits over the water, and it's an open air restaurant, and you sit and have your dinner. They serve all 3 meals. It's absolutely wonderful. And that's where the sun sets every night. So you go sit and watch the sunset and have dinner. So
Wow,
they're wonderful.
So when you say it's adult, does that mean they wouldn't allow me in there?
Probably not. No. You'd have to be on your best behavior.
Right. We have to keep them on a leash.
That ain't gonna happen.
Girl, I think you need to make it an annual trip. Next time we'll with you.
That's what I was going to say. I'm putting together a trip of quite a few people. It looks like I've had a lot of people tell me they would love to do it. So we've already talked to the sales coordinator. My stepmom's a travel agent, hence why I'm here. I help her with her groups. And so I told her, I said, well, let's book one for complete pleasure, no work. And so next January, put it on your calendars. We're going to work on that.
Wow. So in summing up your whole trip there, obviously there's inconvenience of getting to the airport and all the stuff you got to do COVID wise. Is it still worth it to go to St. Maarten? I mean, you're going to be there about a week. Would you say, yeah, come on down, despite all the stuff that travel is giving us these days?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think this is a place I wouldn't come. And like I said, even the travel, it may be a little more complicated, but it's not hard. It was not hard to get here. And even when we came off the plane, we thought we were in a line that would take us 2 to 3 hours. They literally had us through in 45 minutes, through everything. And we had I think there was 6 or 7 planes that came in all at once. A couple of them were early, some were on their scheduled time. And it just was, there were more people than I've ever seen, but they're very organized. It's very easy.
And that was Susan Barnes from the Silver Coast Winery in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina, coming to us from St. Maarten.
St Maarten. So are you going to go somewhere cool? Let us know. You saw Susan shoot some great video that we used throughout her interview.
And you can do the same thing too. Again, we've written a book called The TV Studio in Your Hand that shows you how to shoot good video off your iPhone and how to do it quickly and safely.
We want to make sure you enjoy your vacation and not take up too much time shooting video. So also, if you haven't subscribed, you can do it here on our YouTube channel. It's free.
And also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Undercover Jetsetter, and also on Twitter at UC Foodie TV.
If you work in the travel industry, let us know how we can help you. You can write to us at undercoverjetsetter@gmail.com.
And don't forget to check out the Jetsetter Guava margarita segment that's right here on YouTube.
Cheers.
Cheers.